Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. And today I feel very nostalgic. Today I feel like I would love to play with something that I haven't played in a long time. And you know what I found? I found CDC. It happened to be that we haven't played with this vehicle pretty much for a whole year. Even longer than that. The last video was back in July 2023. And I just want to have some fun. I just want to see how this tank is looking like. Armor-wise, I believe I do not need to tell you that CDC is, let's say, very, very green, okay? To say that the least. And green is not like a bloody solar energy-wise green. Green as a leaf armor, okay? This is the green for you. Okay. Let's have some fun, let's play with this vehicle, and let's see what we can do overall. I have a plan in this game, which is very stupid, but I'm ready to take the risk. I want to go here and spot with the CDC. Now, for those who do not know, CDC is far away from being a great tank nowadays. In fact, CDC is a stinker in nowadays game. There is nothing to say about this, it's just how it goes, it's just how it is. That's the first thing to highlight. The second thing to highlight is the CDC used to be absolutely phenomenal vehicle, and CDC used to be epic. Unfortunately, the things changed quite a bit and not in the CDC favor. And the tank is far away from being ideal nowadays. In fact, I would say CDC is a bit of the stinker, okay? It's just outdated thing. Back in the day, CDC used to be absolutely glorious because it had something what none of the other tanks had at that time or in that era, and that was speed. Nowadays, CDC speed isn't so crazy and isn't so good, okay? Comparing to the standards that we have in the game, for example, we have Borats, which is significantly smaller as a tank, so it is way lesser of the target, right? In other words, it's harder to hit. It is faster, and it has the burst fire of 700 in the face in 2 seconds. I mean, you cannot compete with that. You just simply can't. Tanks like Borat is the reason why the tanks like CDC are significantly outdated nowadays. But once again, this is how this game looks like nowadays, and this is what we have. This is completely fine, you know, time can change many things overall, and there is nothing shameful in that. Just how it goes, that's life, right? That's all we can say about this. Okay, let's try to get involved in this situation and let's try to make pressure. My mission in this way is to make as much pressure as I physically and possibly can while spotting enemy forces and in the same time doing damage, right? Not the easiest task and not the easiest mission, but I believe we are going to get plenty of the use just because of this kind of play, and CDC still has speed, you know? Even though armor is non-existent, the gun handling is far away from being ideal, this tank still has speed. And yes, there is more competitors or more of the tanks that can have similar speed or even faster speed, but you cannot take it away from the Mr. CDC, right? So what I like to do in the situations like this, I like to treat this tank to the certain extent as a light tank, right? I like to treat it as a bad light tank overall. Big light, without too much armor, without too many of the selling points, but nevertheless a light tank, right? And I believe this treatment works just fine, and the tank can feel very good in this way. Well, okay, not very good. This is exaggeration, for sure. You cannot say that this tank is good, but you can say at least it's better, you know? Than if you would treat it as a typical medium tank, right? It doesn't make sense. By the way, if you are curious how CDC is rated nowadays in the index page, it's 1-star flat. What means 1-star flat? That means it is the worst rating which you can get, right? Just to be very, very clear with all of this and just to say, yeah, if the tank is on sale, don't think about buying it because it's just simply not good deal for you and it's not great vehicle overall, right? Just to say that straight, fellas. Huh. What I want to do, I want to get some free shots for this trash 103. Good. We have one free shot, that is okay. Now, what do we want to do in this situation? In this situation, we want to figure out the way how we could make some pressure for the enemies. And you know what? I have a feeling that most of the enemies are playing on in the heavy line. That basically means we are going on top of the hill and we are ready to farm. Okay. Also, you know what is the modern CDC nowadays? This is a modern CDC. It is the tank that doesn't have any armor whatsoever. Correct? Correct. It is the tank which has insanely good high explosive shells. Correct? Correct. And it is a tank that can pretty much 3-shot CDC out of this world. It's just how it feels like and it's just how it goes. Now, if he is smart, he will know that I'm coming. And indeed, he definitely knows that I am coming. What I would love to see, I would love to see Progetto joining us and trying to help us to deal with this mother trucker. But it's not going to be the easiest way ever. Yep, you see? High explosive ammunition and he has better DPM than I do. That is a bit of the problem. Luckily he missed one shot, so that is okay. I hope I will... No! Oh my bananas. I said I hope I am going to roll him normally and I managed to miss literally the paper tank. I do not know how did it happen, but probably auto-aim wasn't the best choice in this situation. Nevertheless, that's what we have. 1.9 thousand damage, 1.2 thousand assisting damage. It's okay. This is CDC, fellas. We need to be humble and we need to accept that the tank is far away from being the best. And as being bad dancer as I am, I can always blame my balls for misperforming. Would you look at that, fellas? We are coming back with the first victory of the day. I am feeling pretty good and pretty satisfied with all of this. And I'm happy, fellas. 1.9 thousand damage, 1.4 thousand assisting damage. We made a bit of the profits, even though we are playing with a CDC. Right, 137,000 profits to be exact. But please keep this in mind that we paid a huge price. Well, we paid huge price. We got awarded for completing the mission. So it's not like you are going to get this type of profits all the time with the 3,000 combined. It doesn't work this way, trust me. Oh, that's a dream come true. Ensk with a CDC. I believe to highlight one thing, you do not want to play in the city maps with the CDC because you are a humongous target, everyone can penetrate you with auto-aim, and this is not the place where you want to be in, but we will try to be smart and we will try to start everything from the typical position out there, right? Hopefully this typical position will save us, and hopefully this typical position will help us to get quite a bit of the use. Now, what I would love to see, I would love to see enemy art trying to cross here, or alternatively someone playing in the open field just like this T20 does. My goal in this game is very straightforward, and my goal is to make sure that every and each gentleman that is crossing through the open field will be taxed by the CDC, okay? I do not want to be too aggressive. I see no point in saying "hoo-yah" and making a hardcore pressure. I do not want to do that. I'm not looking forwards that. This is not the gameplay or the game style which CDC can support, or alternatively I would like to have. You know, it's just not the one. Also, please keep this in mind that eventually we can get a bit more involved over there, and we can try to slap them in the side as well, right? This is what I would love to see. there is a big chance this T20 will peek here because he knows if he is going to peek like this, he's going to take one for the team, right? So we need to keep this in mind. Yes, sir, he's definitely trying to escape. And our main mission in this situation is just to tax enemies who are trying to play the game in this position over there, right? Simple as this, that's nothing too crazy, this is nothing too unusual, we are just trying to focus on this game as much as we physically and possibly can. That's all we need to do. Now, in this situation, we are very, very well aware of that enemies are playing here. That being said, I want to relocate and I want to take this position here. Why so? Because we will have open angle. We will have open angle for every and each mother trucker playing here, and this is the moment whenever they won't enjoy themselves as much as they did before, because my goal is just simply to peek for a split second, shoot them, and escape. This is my goal. Even Super Hellcat is smart to load instantly high explosives whenever he is seeing CDC in front of him. You see? This is whenever you are playing with a tank that has absolutely no armor whatsoever, you must be paranoid, okay? And it's not like, well, you kind of need to be paranoid. No, you must be paranoid, fellas. There is no other alternative option. You must be paranoid. Meanwhile, well, luckily we have friends like Kiliana, that's okay. I'm not going to cry over it. It wasn't intentional from his side. I got a bit of the lag, but it changes absolutely nothing. Now, what I would love to do, I would love to eliminate this Skoda from this game. That would be absolutely amazing. I see this T-34, don't you worry. I am paying attention at him. And now we are just simply claiming this IS-3 live. Can you still play okay with this tank? Absolutely you can. Absolutely. But the knowledge from player side, whenever you play tanks like CDC, and every and each mother trucker can simply slap you in the face, it needs to be big. Okay, I'm talking about the knowledge and experience of the game and whatnot, if you want to be successful. If you do not really care are you going to be successful or not, you just want to go for a vroom 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 race, then it is a different conversation and a different thing. But if you want to be successful, yeah, that's what you need. I'm waiting until this gentleman will shoot someone. He is waiting for me. I am okay. He's still waiting for me. He doesn't pay attention. We are eliminating him from the game. Fellas, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is CDC in the map whenever a situation is definitely against us. And we still managed to craft like 3.2 thousand damage. So, skill, would you say CDC is underrated? Absolutely not, fellas. CDC is as old as a world, okay? It is very, 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 very old. I do not recommend to get this tank for anyone. And yes, we are playing okay with it. I am proud of this and I am happy of this, but this video point is not to sell the CDC. This video point is just to say that CDC is outdated mother trucker and no one should consider to buy this vehicle. This is the point of this video. Or maybe more likely nostalgia feelings. Maybe that's the right way to describe this. 3.2 thousand damage, 4 kills, first class, yib yib hooray, and we got 100,000 profits, although those profits are coming from completing the missions, so yeah. Okay, beautiful. El Halluf standard battle and we are fighting against the tier 7s. I'm quite lucky with the matchmaking, not gonna lie, fellas. I feel like I am pretty lucky with our current matchmaking. Okay, let's not talk too much. Let's try to focus as much as we physically and possibly can on the game, and let's try to get 3,000 plus. And this video will be very, very, very nice, and I would say it will be complete, right? Now, even though CDC doesn't have armor, I'm not even considering about playing somewhere on the field or sniping from the back. Because to be completely honest with you, CDC isn't the best sniper schnitzel ever. The alpha damage of the tank is mech, obviously, 240, and I feel like I would get significantly more use by playing somewhere here and by punishing the folks trying to make a hardcore pressure like this. Because we should have someone who will say blah, 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 and who would simply try to make pressure like this. And usually this is either one or either two shots of the free damage, and I am appreciating the free damage. There is no complaints from my side about that, right? But obviously everything is depending on will the enemies have some brave souls or not so much. And looking into all of this, I don't really think they have any brave souls that would make pressure this way. Huh. Cheeto SP is extremely powerful. Whoops. It is extremely powerful tank, but you know what? We are feeling pretty okay. What is my goal in this situation? My goal is to say hello for T-28 prototype. I am hoping that he won't react that easily and we can punish him, right? This is my goal. Plus on top of that, guy just simply fired, so we are peeking once again just to say hello for him. And I think I have time for one more. Beautiful. This is 750 damage without taking anything in return, and that is absolutely glorious. There is still plenty of damage for us to do. All we need to do, we need to be smart how we are approaching the enemy forces, right? Obviously, we need to keep in mind that there is a carry sniper schnitzel here. But once again, we are feeling pretty okay. Liberty just fired, that's great. I want to be nearby whenever our guys would go brrr. And as you can see, our guys are saying brrr at the moment. That being said, we are just trying to peek sideways and get as much free stuff as we physically and possibly can. We are entering another stage of the game where the base is in a big danger, okay? Skill, what do you mean by saying this? Well, okay, consider it this way. Unfortunately, but we do not really have many base defenders, if any. That being said, we need to be near our base to the cap if enemy forces would go in and start capping the base, right? Simple as this. So this is the moment whenever we are considering our life choices and whenever we are going for a base defense. Would you look at that? There is a Lorraine in the open field, so we are trying to slap the Mr. Lorraine. And keep this in mind that we need to figure out how we could make pressure this way and how we could save the game if needed so. This is the thing, this is what we need to think about. Now, LTG should be lurking somewhere around this area. Where exactly, I do not know, but I would bet he should be somewhere here. Luckily, Lorraine doesn't have that much of the hit points or that much of the damage. Right? Or that much of the armor, sorry. He has plenty of HP and he has an autoloader, but I am not complaining about this, we are okay. Now Lorraine will make a hardcore pressure for this Scorpion. My mission is to punish him once in the ass. To say like, goodbye, have a lovely day and enjoy yourself. And now we are going to take this position right there. And our mission is to start farming this IS or this Leo or whoever else would try to make pressure like this. Fellas, I have a question. Do we make CDC look good? Skill, you are so humble. I know, right? I know. I mean, it is pretty good session for a CDC considering what kind of tank this vehicle is, right? I am feeling very, very good how the things are looking like. I mean, luckily for us, we had no tier 10 matchmaking. And we are feeling like a fish in the water in this type of situation, right? We are just feeling extremely, extremely well. But oh my bananas from Banana Land, the session goes pretty good, fellas. The session definitely goes pretty well. Okay, my mission is to try to find a better angle to say hello for this IS. And I have no doubts whatsoever that we will find a better angle. Did you notice where I am aiming? I am aiming to lit this tank on fire. And luckily our friends did that for us, so we are chilling. Too bad he managed to find a shot on us, and unfortunately I did not penetrate this mother trucker. But once again, that is a small problem to have. We are going to be completely alright. Checking the suspension of the almighty CDC, and we are booming, fellas. This is a very, very strong session with very weak tank. But you know what? I feel great, and once in a while, it's good to be lucky. Okay, simple as this. Once in a while, fellas, it feels good to be lucky. Now, Borat should die for a Scorpion, not a big surprise. And to be fair with you, I think we are sitting very, very well. And we should be able to outspot the Scorpion. At least that's what I want to believe. I am trying to make a bit of the cheeky pressure this way. I know that the Scorpion can see us, but the truth to be told, I just don't care. And what is my mission? My mission is to spot him. This is my mission. You see, we can get some of the assisting damage in this way, and this is what I would love to do, or this is what I would love to get. Actually, not that much assisting damage, because our folks could spot Scorpion themselves, but nevertheless, I was aiming for 3,000, and we have pretty much 4,000 combined, so it's better than I expected. Skill, I have a question. Does CDC deserve the rating that you gave for him? And CDC is rated 1 star. In my opinion, it does, because if you are comparing CDC with any other or with most other tanks, it's just pile of caca, and other tanks can do the things just better than CDC can, if you are speaking about the fast vehicles, right? It's just not the tank which I would consider decent nowadays, and it's just not good vehicle, fellas. It doesn't really matter how you are going to look at this. Nevertheless, 3.1 thousand damage, 900 assisting damage. I'm feeling good with this. 64,000 profits as well. That's nice. And our session with almighty CDC is 100% win ratio, 2.7 thousand average damage, and 800 assisting damage. I think we made CDC work, and our nostalgia road went just awesome, if I can say so. Anyways, fellas, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.